The Benkadi Project focuses on addressing education, health, and basic human needs of people in Guinea, West Africa, one of the poorest countries in the world. Here to talk about the Benkadi Project are co-founders Helen and Amy Lusk. Welcome to Community Connection.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks.
How did you make the journey from northern Chicagoland to Guinea, West Africa? Tell us about the connection.
Well, we both were wanting to learn about the djembe, this drum. So I picked a drum up at an art festival, and as we learned about it, we learned that Guinea was the place to go to, really learn the great music of West Africa.
So we had an opportunity to go on a study trip and study with a great teacher in Guinea, and we just got on a plane and went, and it was a life-changing trip. And we came back and have been working with these drums ever since.
Now, Amy, you said you've been just that one time, but Helen, you've gone how many times?
I've been going for 11 years now, and I've typically stayed for 3 months. And it became more, it started out as going over to learn rhythms, but I made such deep connections that now it's like visiting family.
Well, tell me about the name Benkadi Project, where the name comes from, what it means.
Well, Benkadi is a word in the Malinke language of West Africa, Guinea, West Africa, and it means to live together is very good. And when we both went over there, we encountered the music, we deepened our understanding of the music, but we also made these connections with the people, and we were really struck by the poverty and the suffering that we found there. But also in the midst of this suffering, people had this art, music, dance, where in the moment when they were performing the music, they really felt alive. Even more so maybe than our daily life here, even though we have all the comforts, of health, education. So we came back and we really thought, how can we give back to the people who have shared this music with us? And that's how the Benkadi Project was born.
And since that time, you have built a school.
Yeah, we did. We built a school, and Amy and I talked about, what we could do to help, and the elders of the village came back and said, we want a better future for our children. And so we just started telling friends and family about what we wanted to try, building a school, and it took us not quite 2 years, but we were able to complete it.
Now I have to ask, how do you communicate with the people in West Guinea?
In Guinea?
Yes.
So Guinea was a former French colony, so people there speak their native languages and they also speak French. So I had studied French in college, and it sort of came back to me when I went, and Helen had not, and she sort of learned on the job while she's been going back and forth, and so it's principally in French. But since Helen's been there so many times, she's also picked up a lot of the other languages that are spoken there.
And the money that you have raised to build these schools and the other project, like tell us about the water project.
We were able to take one of the villages they had one working well and a broken well, and we were able to take them up to 4 working wells. We repaired the broken well and put in 2 new wells. And we've also learned, because of the success of the wells in that village, that women were coming from a neighboring village that was about 2 kilometers away to get water. So ultimately we repaired the well in that village.
And every time you've been challenged with a need and they've said, oh, you'll never be able to do this.
Yeah. We've been stunned by the overwhelming response and support, because, we're just 2 people with everything that's going on in the world. When you see what's happening, you don't think that you can have an impact, and just through our friendships and our family, it just grew word of mouth until we were able to build the school. And then after we finished that, people came back to us and said, now what are you going to do? And so each year it got bigger.
Well, now people have a chance to help. On November 5th, you're doing a benefit. You did one last year that was very successful.
Yeah.
We'll tell people to go to your website, which is medusadrums.com, and click on the link for the event. Or
they can go to the calendar and see everything that we're doing.
And what will that event include?
That is going to be a full night of music. I have some classes that I teach throughout the week, and I also teach at Lake Forest College. And so those students are going to come and perform. So it's an evening of music, dance. We'll have some food there. It's free. It's by donations. People feel like giving donations. We'll also have some products for sale from Guinea that goes back to the the people who gave us the products to
Well,
sell.
we're almost out of time, but I want to mention that the drums actually come from Guinea as well, and they're
Yeah.
absolutely beautiful and quite musical. Thank you both for being
Thank
here
you.
today. That's all the time we have on this edition of Community Connection. To learn more about the show, log on to our website at cn100.tv. Follow us on Twitter at Comcast_CC, or check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/Comcast.cc and on demand. Before we go, we're going to leave the show with the sounds of the beautiful music from Amy and Helen. Thank you both for being with us. I'm Cindy Bravos. As always, thanks for watching.